Could you actually have dyscalculia? Huh? Don't worry. On this video, we're going to explore the topic of dyscalculia. Let's go. Hey, my friend. Thank you so much for watching. I really do appreciate it. I'm Orion Kelly, that autistic guy. I'm all about helping you raise your level of understanding, acceptance, and appreciation of the autistic community. So if that sounds like something you'd be interested in, you should join this amazing community we have built. Our community. Hit that subscribe button and be a part of it now. Let's explore the topic of dyscalculia and autism. Quick heads up, I may say dyscalculia in all sorts of ways through this video. Bear with me, you know what I'm talking about, my friends. And also, I'm an autistic guy. I'm not a doctor, a healthcare professional, an academic, an expert. I'm just an autistic dude using my lived experiences, my own general research to start a conversation about you, autism, me, and I don't know. What is dyscalculia? Well, dyscalculia is a condition that affects a person's ability to understand and perform mathematical operations. Sorry, what? It can make it difficult to understand numbers, to perform basic arithmetic, or even understand mathematical concepts. Dyscalculia in a nutshell, my friend. It's important to note, though, that dyscalculia is not the same as a lack of mathematical ability. In other words, you might just lack a basic ability around maths. You might just be bad at maths. That doesn't mean you have dyscalculia. Like I said, dyscalculia is a specific condition, and that condition affects a person's ability to process mathematical information. But what about if you're an autistic person and you've realized, or it's dawning on you, or you already have a diagnosis of dyscalculia? Well, that can present quite a few additional challenges being an autistic person with dyscalculia. As autistic people, we already can struggle with understanding abstract concepts. That's just as a starting point. Then you bring into the mix mathematical concepts, which can be kind of abstract to an autistic person. Quick example, kind of getting your head around things like mathematical symbols, the what now? And for some autistic people, or those that have ADHD, or both, this, I guess, challenge at times to focus, to pay attention, can make it really difficult to complete maths problems, to complete mathematics of any kind. Now, research-wise, it's super limited. There's very little research into the connection between dyscalculia and autism. So this is all grain of salt stuff. And again, just another one of the 4,000 things that needs more research done into it urgently within the academic community, but a whole other topic in a whole other video. There is some evidence to suggest there is a higher prevalence of mathematical difficulties within the autistic community. Who's ready for a list? I know you love your lists. Well, here are 20 examples of how you may experience dyscalculia. Number 1, difficulty with number sense, and not sense like C-E-N-T-S. Number sense like S-E-N-S-E. Autistic people, like myself, may struggle with basic number sense, including things like quantities, number magnitude, even comparing numbers. An example of how autistic people may experience dyscalculia. Number 2, a challenge with arithmetic operations. You may simply have a difficulty performing basic arithmetic operations. Now, this includes anything from addition to subtraction, multiplication, and division. The third example of how an autistic person may experience dyscalculia is a poor understanding of mathematical concepts. We've already talked about this earlier in the video about the idea of our difficulty with abstract concepts. Well, this flows through to the mathematical realm. You may have a difficulty in grasping abstract mathematical concepts like fractions, decimals, percentages. Number 4, a difficulty with number patterns and sequences. Again, not the shiny things you put on like a tire. Yeah. You might find it challenging to recognize and predict number patterns or sequences. The fifth example is around spatial reasoning. Autistic people with dyscalculia may in fact have difficulties with spatial reasoning. That can make it hard to understand geometric shapes. I'm struggling to say it. Measurements and these types of spatial relationships. I don't even know what I'm saying. Example number 6, a trouble estimating or approximating. So you may struggle estimating quantities or approximating measurements. This happens. This is funny, man. How long do you reckon that space is? I don't know. It's 5 meters. Orion, that's a door. How much instant coffee do you reckon we've got left? I can't imagine unless there's more than a cup there. That jar's half full, Orion. Why'd you ask me in the first place? That's my problem. Clearly, this manifests in a difficulty in measuring, estimating distances, even judging weight. This one thing alone is a stand-up routine. It's classic. Oh man. Number 7 is a weakness in time management and time telling. Some autistic people with dyscalculia can find it really challenging to manage their time effectively. Plus, and this is definitely me, can have difficulties in telling time or even reading clocks. Number 8, problems with mathematical problem solving. I think the problems twice there kind of cancelled it out. This is basically a difficulty in applying mathematical concepts to real life situations, but can also include a difficulty in solving word problems. Number 9, a challenge with organizing and sequencing steps. Do you have difficulties? Do you struggle to organize the steps required to solve mathematical problems? The 10th example of how an autistic person may experience dyscalculia is increased anxiety and avoidance. Do you experience anxiety, frustration? Do you avoid maths in general? Anything related to maths tasks, do you avoid them like the plague? Number 11, a difficulty with number sequencing. Autistic people with dyscalculia can really struggle to understand and remember the correct order of numbers. This might be like an aha moment for you. You may have an autistic child who's like 1, 2, 3, 5, 7, 12, 11, 14, 8. I'm just saying. Example number 12 is challenges with number facts and memorization. Do you have a difficulty in memorizing and recalling basic number facts? This basically includes things like the multiplication tables or just plain number sequences. The 13th example of how an autistic person may experience dyscalculia is around mathematical reasoning. Do you struggle with logical reasoning in mathematical contexts? Clearly, this struggle makes it much harder to ever solve mathematical problems, let alone understand mathematical concepts. Example number 14 is around mathematical word problems. You may have a difficulty in understanding and interpreting mathematical word problems. These types of problems often require the ability to extract relevant information and apply mathematical concepts. Example number 15 is a difficulty with spatial representations of numbers. Do you find it challenging to understand number lines or visualize numerical relationships in a spatial context? I don't even know what I just said. Example number 16 on how an autistic person may experience dyscalculia are problems with working memory and mental calculations. Autistic people can struggle with their working memory capabilities, their capacity of working memory. As a result of this challenge that many autistic people face, it makes mental calculations significantly more difficult. Example 17 is challenges with mathematical symbols and notation. Is it difficult for you to interpret mathematical symbols? What even are they? Equations, notation. If you struggle to interpret them, how can you ever understand them? Example number 18 is around mathematical reasoning in real-world contexts. Do you struggle to apply mathematical concepts into real-life situations? Like understanding measurements. Maybe you struggle to understand budgets, even just making simple mathematical estimates. Do you have a challenge in these types of things? The 19th example on how an autistic person may experience dyscalculia is a difficulty with time concepts. Do you find it challenging to understand and measure time? This can include concepts like duration of time, elapsed time, even the sequencing of events. Before we get to the key strategies I've got for you to help you navigate the challenges of dyscalculia, here is, my friend, example number 20 of how autistic people may experience dyscalculia, and it's an increased variability in mathematical abilities. In other words, you may have some real strengths in some areas of maths. Conversely, you may also have some significant challenges in other areas of maths. A variability in abilities. Just wanted to say it again. Here are some key strategies that you, an autistic person, or the autistic person in your life can implement today to help overcome and navigate dyscalculia. Strategy number 1, multi-sensory learning. Try to engage multiple senses when learning mathematical concepts. In other words, you're using things like, it could be stimming tools or toys, it could be auditory cues, visual aids, manipulatives, things that help you reinforce your learning, reinforce your understanding. This is where it's at. Another strategy is to use concrete and visual representations. Use concrete objects, drawings, any kind of visual representation that works for you to make abstract mathematical concepts more tangible, more accessible to the way your brain works, your brain learns. Here's another one. Try to break down complex problems. It sounds simple, it's probably not, but in the end, what I'm saying is you want to try and divide complex math problems into smaller, more manageable steps. This will hopefully reduce your cognitive load. That's a good one. And enhance your understanding. Give it a crack. Another key strategy to help you navigate, potentially overcome dyscalculia is utilizing assistive technologies. It's still amazing that some autistic people have assistive technologies in their day-to-day life, but for some reason, whether it's support workers, carers, family, friends, staff, teachers, whatever, it's like, this is not the place for that. Huh? If you're an autistic person with assistive technologies, from waking up to going to sleep, and in fact sleeping, everything is the place for your assistive technologies if they indeed assist you. Find out what works for you. Explore the use of assistive technologies, of apps, of tools, whatever helps you and provides additional support. Calculators, maths apps, that's a hard one to say. Maths apps. You do the math. And that's the thing, Americans say you do the math, but that's not right because it's not called mathematic. It's called mathematics. So it should be you do the maths. I'm moving on. How about this strategy? Practice real life applications. Connect math concepts to real life situations. This will hopefully enhance the relevancy and the practicality of the concept you're trying to grasp. Therefore, hopefully making it easier to, in fact, grasp that concept and apply the mathematical skill. I reckon this is a strategy for just about every video, and people still have to learn it. Provide you, the autistic person, or the autistic person in your life, say it with me, extra time and support. How are we still talking about this? Allow yourself or your autistic student or staff member extra time, extra support during math activities. I said math. During assessments, homework assignments, providing accommodations for processing differences reduce stress. And what happens then? Well, it probably leads to an improvement in result, in learning, in capacity, in output. It just win, 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 win. You could also try using visual organizers, visual schedules. So you're basically using these types of things to manage your time, to keep you on track, to monitor the progress, the steps. Another key strategy to help you navigate dyscalculia is incorporating hands-on activities. This is a big one for me. Are you one of those people that you can't learn by watching or listening? You have to learn by physically doing it. Engage in hands-on maths activities. It's simple. These can be puzzles, games, actual daily life. In doing so, you're promoting active learning, which is key for autistic people, key for people with dyscalculia. And the hope is in doing so, you'll reinforce your understanding. You should also look at trying individualized instructions. Now, this goes both ways. I could say as an autistic person, you should seek instructions from your teachers, your tutors, I don't know, your professors, your bosses, whatever. But also, if there's an autistic person in your life, be that you are a teacher, you are a tutor, or you are a boss, or you are a parent, or you are a professional of some sort, well then, how about you provide tailored support and instructions to the specific learning needs of the person with dyscalculia, the autistic person. Another strategy, you might have heard of people using mind maps. You know, in different types of study and planning and mind maps to kind of, I don't know, see it visually. Well, that actually, look, visual prompts and cues can work, and these are different to visual aids. So we're talking here about things like visual prompts and charts and diagrams. Whatever devices help you not only digest and remember, but understand. Provide you like a blueprint. Because in the end, what we're dealing with, right, are things like mathematical formulas and concepts, even mathematical procedures. These types of visual prompts can really help. Here's a key strategy for you to navigate and hopefully overcome dyscalculia, and that is build a growth mindset. Nothing changes without you wanting it to, my friend. You can have all the support in the world. If you don't want to change, if you don't want to grow, if you don't want to learn, you ain't gonna. So it's your call. I'm just putting it out there, my friend. How about we foster a positive attitude towards learning maths, towards learning the things that we potentially struggle with. Focus on the effort you're putting in. Focus on how persistent you're being in sticking with this. And never forget, I don't care who you are, what your level of maths is. The idea that math skills cannot be developed, cannot be improved is not right, my friend. They can be developed. Math skills can be developed with practice and determination. It's absolutely crucial to approach dyscalculia and math problems with a level of understanding and patience. And key to that is creating a supportive and inclusive learning environment. Because in the end, all we're trying to do is promote positive experiences and growth in mathematical skills. Hey, if you liked this topic, please share it with your family and friends. And I'd love to hear from you if you have an idea. What's your topic suggestion for an upcoming video? Let's see it in the comments below. I really do appreciate your support. Until my next video, thank you so much for watching, and we'll talk soon.